Hello everyone, this is Saturday and welcome to my channel. My name is Beth and I am so glad that you are here. Today is going to be a haul video. I'm going to show you the biggest item right now. It's too big to fit up underneath here. And this is it. This is a wooden rocking cradle. The color for Thursday was green. This cost me $1. I'll show you They wanted $14.99 for it, but I paid $1 because everything in the store with a green tag was $1. And I am going to be adding a lot of ornate clay pieces to that and then repainting the whole thing. I'll be sanding it down. It won't look like the same piece, and as soon as I get it done, it'll go up on Facebook Marketplace for resale. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put the phone up here on the base. And we are going to get started with this haul video. I do have a few things from the Dollar Tree I also want to show you. Blue was half off, so I paid 50 cents for these. These are ping pong balls, and I don't care anything about the ping pong balls, but I am going to use these to form ghosts out of clay. We won't be doing that tonight, but that is the reason why I got the ping pong balls. This right here was $1.99, but I get 25% off for Senior Day, so I paid $1.49 for this, and I am going to be taking that off. I am going to be sanding this down, but my home address is going to go on here. I'm going to hand paint some things over here, and this is going to go outside above my door. We don't have an address out there, and I just liked the length and the shape. So that's what I bought this for. And then, of course, green again was $1. And this is 2 bud packs. They're not cordless, and I don't care anything about that. I'll use these. I paid $1 for 2 pair of these, and they're Maxwell brand. So, $1 for that. That's cheaper than the Dollar Tree, and it is a good brand, and they're brand new, never been opened. And this I paid 75 cents for. And I'm going to use this. I don't know, this held puzzles, but I'm going to use this for molds. This is going to be a great silicone mold box, where I can put something in there and make a mold out of it and take it right out. And I can reuse it and reuse it and reuse it. I was happy about this, 75 cents. And the next thing I got is also to make a mold out of. And this is $1. And this is a big tic-tac-toe. And it's got an extra one. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, there's 5 of each. And this would be a really shallow mold. It would not take, it's big, but it wouldn't take that much. It's thin, and these are thin, so I thought for $1 that would be really cool to make a mold out of. And then I got these. And I paid 75 cents a piece for these. And they're listed as jewelry storage, which would be good, I guess. But I'm going to put... Oh, they're broke. Okay, well, it doesn't really matter. I can still use it. I'm going to use this to put like little fillers that I would use with resin, so I can clearly see them and they're stackable, and you can just fill them in that way. Are they all broke? Oh yeah, they're all broke at the bottom. But I only paid 75 cents, so. And that could have happened in the car, actually. I'm just trying to get the plastic off of them. They still set up, so the function of them is not, yeah, I think they're probably all that way, and I didn't realize it. I don't see how they all broke in the car in the same, but you know, it's possible that they did. But they still stand up, so they still serve their purpose. The same thing with this. Oh, I have to tell y'all too, I'm going to be closing my Etsy stores down. I have no faith in Etsy anymore. I do not believe that they have the sellers back anymore. And I don't want to have anything to do with the company anymore. I had an item that I sold. I did block the person also. I had an item that I sold from there. And I've had an Etsy store for over 20 years. I've never had an issue until now. I've been selling online since 1998. I know how to pack items. I think in all the years I've had two items that got broke during shipping, and one was because they saw the truck actually drive over the package, and it wasn't crushed because of the way that I packed it, but it did break. A small part of it broke. They actually had that on film. I insure everything, but this person, I explained to her that I don't have refunds or exchanges in my store because they're handmade items, but I do purchase insurance on all my items, so in case for some reason they arrive damaged. And so all I needed from them was a clear photo of the damage. Well, she refused to send a clear photo of the damage, and then she opened up a case with Etsy, and of course I said, look, I said, my shop doesn't have refunds and returns, but I do have insurance, and in order to do the insurance claim, I just need a clear photo of the damage, and she has refused. Well, Etsy went ahead and gave her a full refund out of my checking account with no proof whatsoever of any damage because she refused to do it. She refused to send any pictures that showed any kind of damage, not including the gifts that I sent her along with it, and she gets to keep the items. And to me, that is theft. That is stealing. And Etsy stole money from my account when they allowed that person to be refunded and not have to return the items. And I don't do business with thieves. I don't. And in my book, Etsy, they're thieves. If they can do that, if they're willing to remove money from a seller's account and allow a buyer to be fully refunded and keep their items with no proof of what they are even stating, then Etsy has become a thief. That's pretty black and white and pretty simple. And I don't do business with people who steal. So I will be closing my Etsy stores down. I am going to contact an attorney over this. I am not one to contact an attorney. Y'all know that with the foot. I didn't do that. I didn't. But this time, they stole from me, and it's a company that was supposed to have my back, and they didn't. So that's what's going on with them. And no, I'm not happy about it. I'm really disappointed. And all I asked for was a picture. And I just, I don't know what's going on with Etsy, but it's not a company I want to have anything to do with anymore. Okay, these are the little pull out. These would be good for little bitty, tiny things. And to be quite honest, it had me in tears. My blood pressure was boiling there for a while. I just don't like to be lied to, and I don't like to be I don't like anybody stealing from me or lying from me. I can pretty much forgive anything, but those are pretty much the two things that I have issues with. I don't like a thief or a liar, guys. I don't know. I'll forgive anybody if I feel like they're really, sorry, and they say they're sorry. But Etsy just blatantly, did that without any proof. That's the thing. I mean, if she had had a picture, I could understand if she had had a picture and she'd sent a clear picture of the damage, because the item was fine when it left here, and I shipped it. Little bitty item like this. I shipped it in a 12 by 12 by 8 priority mailbox. It was wrapped in paper. It was wrapped in foam. It was wrapped in bubble wrap. And then it was surrounded all the way around it with big little tiny air pocket paper. I mean, it was like surrounded by a cloud. Unless that box was crushed, there's no way that was damaged. But, if she had sent a picture with the damage, I would say, fine. I'll go ahead and refund you, and I will start a claim. Because with a claim, the chances of the post office wanting the item back and wanting to see the stuff, it's there, and that's part of the claim. But she was unwilling to do anything. She did not send a picture that showed the item or any damage to the item. And Etsy still, even with no proof, still gave her a full refund. And gave me no other option. And so, yes, I'm perturbed. Okay. And I'm just stating this so y'all know, beware. I'm going to tell you straight out. If you are thinking about doing Etsy, I would suggest don't. Do not go anywhere except for Etsy. Don't have anything to do with Etsy. If they're going to do this, for somebody who's been dealing with them for 20 years and has never, ever in 20 years had a return, that doesn't say too much for the company. Nope. Okay. I don't know how they're held together. I'm trying to figure out how these are held together. But they are. They're held together. You twist them, but then you do that. But they're flat. Oh, there's a little lip right there. Okay. These are sort of cool, actually. And those could hold little things. Oh, and you can have it. Okay, you can do it this way, where they're all a little bit off-centered. Have I done that right? No, I have not done that right. Well, you get the drift. But for 75 cents, any kind of little storage like this is great. And these are great. So $1.50 and $1, so $3 for all that. And that was for storage. And then I got this. I'm hoping this will work in my car. I paid $1.49 for this. And this sits in your cup holder, if I'm not mistaken. Right? Does this go in or out, or can you adjust that in any way? No, I guess not. That goes in your cup holder, which means this will give you another cup holder, correct? And what is this? I don't know what this is. Maybe it's just supposed to be raised, but why is there 3 different? I think that's what it is. Oh wait, I have my Ollie Pop right here. Have y'all ever tried those? If I really like those. I'd rather it go down in the thing more. Yeah, I'd rather that go down in the... Okay. I may tear this up, but I want to see. They're separate, and so y'all, am I doing something wrong? Oh, okay. Oh, here we go. Okay. That's, okay, that's why it's done that way. Oh, wow. I guess if you wanted to bring a whole bowl of guacamole, you could. That's a large area right there. I don't know what in the world that would fit a 2-gallon bucket, of resin. And I don't know why you would need it that big, but it does expand. But I wish it wasn't as, but for $1.49, which is actually probably cheaper. This is a whole lot cheaper than what you could even get it at the Dollar Tree now. I got it to put in my car. I'll let you know how that works. And then I got this. And I did pay, let's see, $4, so I got $1 off, so I paid $3 for this. It is a wooden box. But it's a card box. You know, it's one of those. That's old glue. There's a paper clip. I think I'm going to put my papers, you know, the books and stuff of papers I have, so I can go through it a lot easier than having them in the bag. I think I can get a bunch of them in here. I think that's what I'm going to do with this. There. You can see it better. Let's dovetail. So this is an older box. Okay, and then the last item I got from Salvation Army. Yeah, I didn't get a whole lot of items. Was this, and of course this was green. And it's a Presto grill. I thought, ooh, I could use that as a heat mat for resin. We're going to try it anyway. And I'm going to see if it works. For $1, I have a curing machine. I have a glass top heat mat underneath here. But for $1, I've got to try it to see if these work. So if you're out and you see these at the thrift store and you can get them for like $1 and you know that these can work for a heat mat for your resin, I want you to be able to grab one. So that's the reason why I don't need this upstairs. I have a griddle, I have a grill, I don't need this upstairs. I bought this specifically to see if it would work so I could tell y'all or not. Okay. I am going to show you these molds. This is not from Salvation Army. I have concluded everything that I got from Salvation Army. This is molds that I got from Amazon. I got so excited when I opened this. These came from Resin World on Amazon. They're spheres, but the quality of this, I love the quality of this. The feel of it, the quality of it. I love the fact that they set flat, even though they're round. And that you get, I think you get 7, and they graduate in size. And there's an itty bitsy teeny weeny one that I used, and I'll show you. I used on that piece, and that's that one. I used that with UV resin, and oh my, it cured that whole thing with the black UV resin from Let's Resin in 5 minutes under the Resinier's new UV lamp, dual head. But these are really, I paid $16.99 for the set, but they are really heavy duty. And they're clear. They're not whitish looking, they're really clear. And I really, really like that about this mold set. And it's called a 3D Sphere Clear Silicone Molds for Resin. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. And the Dollar Tree. Most of it is stuff you don't really care anything about. I get my 2-gallon bags from there. I use that for storage. I also get my aluminum foil paper there. I use this upstairs at the house, but I always keep one of them down here because this is great to use in crafting, especially with polymer clay, but resin too. And then I got more of those. Remember when I said, oh, I wish I had the bigger clamps? They normally are out of the bigger clamps. I've got a bunch of the smaller ones, so I just grabbed 2 more of the bigger ones just so I would have them. And now these clamps are $1.75. They used to be $1.25, but they're now up to $1.75. That's what I had to pay for them when I went in there 2 days ago. These are all $1.75 also. So everything's gone up 50 cents. Some things have gone up even more than 50 cents, y'all. Okay. Now they have these. These are still $1.25. Now remember when I used the craft paper for the back of that? And I know I'm going to be making a bunch of these. I thought, oh, these are the perfect size. Look, these are note cards and envelopes. The perfect. I can get 2, and they're already folded. I can get 2 per card. Probably 4 for the littler frames. And they're a little bit heavier. Great backing material. Think outside the box, y'all. So, let's see, how many? There's 10. So, I can get 20 of these, okay, for this size. Let's see what size they are. They're 5.5. Oh, no. They're 5.5 by 4. 5.5 by 4. So for the smaller ones, I think the smaller ones, hold on, let me look. Oh, I'm most definitely going to do this too. Look at there. Shadow box effect with the witch right there. I'm going to make that into a magnet. That is so cute. But, oh yeah. Could I get 4? Oh my, I could get 4 backings on this if I just wanted to do that. 4. But now if I wanted to do what I did before with the bigger frame, this is the smaller one, with the bigger frame, then it wouldn't be that many. And let me see if I can find the bigger frame. Here it is. Yeah, this would just be 1 if it was the size. Yeah, for that frame right there, it would just be 1. But now for that little frame, it would probably be 4 too, if you wanted to. So, I mean, this was a great purchase right here. So, I get 20, and then the envelopes. Yeah, the envelopes. Even though they're thinner, you've got that. So, you got 30 that size pieces of paper for $1.25. Ready to go. All you have to do is glue. They're not wrinkled. They're good to go for backings on frames and for different crafting. I'll pick stuff up like this all day long because it makes my job a whole lot quicker and a whole lot easier. I was happy to see these. I'd never seen these before. There. They're card and envelope count, but it's like the brown craft paper. Okay. And this is going to go upstairs. And then I got these, which are wonderful for cleaning. I restocked. I got 3 of them. I restocked them and put them in there, and they're wonderful to use with alcohol for cleaning. Now they're cotton. They won't last very long, but they're really good for cleaning off stuff like this. I'm going to just pick this whole thing off, and I think wood got all over it. I love my mat. I am still enjoying my mat. I got this at Harbor Freight to make sure, and it's metal. It's got a magnet so it will stick up here. But I got 2 packs, and they're still $1.25. And that will last a long, long time for me. Also got this. 100% acetone. Now this cost me $1.50, but it's got the push thing just like the alcohol does. I will show you why I want this, especially when I get into polymer clay. Acetone will come in handy a lot with polymer clay. And then I got new batteries. I always buy my batteries there. They're now $1.50 instead of $1.25. And then the last thing that I got from the Dollar Tree I got 5 of these, just the wooden Christmas trees. And I have several different ideas to do with those. And then I got these bows, which would be really cute to put on the reindeers. Those would look adorable on the reindeers. Let me go get one of the reindeers and I'll show you. I'm going to get the green. That is so cute and so easy. And I got 2 packs, and I probably should have bought more than 2 packs. Okay. And then I got these little candy cane 3D stickers. And I got a bunch of those because I thought, oh, these are cool. Yeah, I got 4 packs of those. And then I got 2 packs of the holly leaves with the berries. And now we get to look and see about the bottles from yesterday's video. I let them cure by themselves. I did not put them in a machine. Of course, you know the skeleton heads I cured. I wanted to see if the bubbles or anything was less with just letting it, and they've been sitting here all night long. I gotta get a drink. Ooh, I really like this lollipop. And my grandbabies came over, and my son cooked out. It was so nice. Oh, it was so nice to have a meal where you don't have to cook. And he makes such good hamburgers. And he grilled out hamburgers and hot dogs and sausages and potatoes and squash on the grill. And he brought it all. He brought the meat, he brought the buns, he brought chips, he brought baked beans and potato salad. Yes, and I ate a little bit of all of it. I was so full, and it was so much fun to have everybody here. And my oldest granddaughter, she's really into editing. She uses CapCut, and she's a whiz at it. And she told me, she said, Grammy, I can teach you how to edit. I said, I don't edit. I don't edit. I don't want to edit. I said, but what I would love to learn is how to cut some of the cleaning, or maybe when I was pouring all these, fast forwarding, or you could still see me doing it, but it was going faster. And I said, I don't know how. And she said, I can teach you how to do that. And it was so funny because on the last video I still had it on my phone, and I said, well, how do you do a voiceover? And so she was showing me. I said, well, that just looks stupid. I said, I said, I'm sitting there and my lips are saying one thing and I'm saying another. I said, I can't do that. And she started laughing so hard, and it was like, I realized that when you do a voiceover, you're not supposed to sit there and show your face while you're talking to I know nothing about this, okay? And but I think she's going to start coming over and helping me a little bit, so I can at least maybe, get my videos where they're just not where I can, if nothing else, fast forward through the cleaning, or cut a lot of the cleaning out, or, it's, you need to see part of the cleaning. I'm never going to keep all the cleaning out. I think it's important, especially for beginners, to know about cleaning. A lot of them don't know how to do it. I mean, if we've been doing it for a while, then of course, most people think, nobody needs to know that. But that's not true. A lot of people do need to know that. These are what I get at Harbor Freight, by the way. Now these are the thin ones. These are the 5 mil. And these are large. And I didn't mean to get large. And look at them. See, they're baggy and they're long. My fingers are. Look how much of the fingertip. But you know, I got them by mistake, and so I'm going to use them. I normally wear a medium. And this is the other one that I get. That's the 9 mil. And see, I normally get the medium. And it's the 9 mil. But that's what they look like from Harbor Freight. Okay, and let's see. I have high hopes for this. I have high hopes. I have. Oh, what is that song? Oh no. Now it's going to be stuck in my head. I really do like these molds. Oh, and y'all, I got on Team. I'm going to blame Ollie for this. Ollie, if you're watching the video, Ollie lives in the UK. I'm going to blame it on Ollie. She was on the Facebook group. And she was showing all these molds. I couldn't find half of them, but I found some of them. And then I found a whole bunch more. Because she was posting some of the things that she had done. I don't know how. 42 items I got from Temu. 42 items. So we're going to have new molds coming in. Okay, this is the 4-hour. Oh, see, I'm okay with that. The bottom needs to be deburred. Yeah, I didn't fill them. I didn't fill them up all the way because I didn't want them to overflow. I can deburr this. I can sand it down. I could put a little bit more in there if I wanted to, but I'm okay with that. I'll sand that down and it will be fine because it's just a smooth. It looks really, really good. And this is Bond Crafters mica and their pigment mixed together, and that is a really, really pretty red. Oh, let's look at the lid. Yeah, I wear gloves when I do this because there's stuff all over the mold, and if there's and this is the reason why I don't like gloves too big, because they get in the way of you being able to get them. You're pulling on the gloves and you don't even know it. Okay. Whoop. Yeah, that is nice right there. I like these little bottles. Okay, now this one, I don't think I put mica in there. I think I just used the I don't think I did. I think I just used the pigment. Colorant. Okay. Let me go. This is going to drive me nuts right here. If I'm painting or something and I don't really care, then it won't be an issue, but for something like this, Okay. Now you can see the bubbles a little bit better in this because it's translucent, but it still does not look bad at all. Okay, let's try the green because I did mix the green up. This was the green pigment and the green mica. And that is a very pretty green color. Oh, I really like that green. Okay. Okay. Let's see if I can't do this. Okay. That is actually very, very pretty too. Okay, let's go with purple. I also mixed the purple up. I did this with their red and their blue pigment and their red and their blue mica. And this is a very pretty purple. Very, very pretty purple. Oh, I love all these colors. Okay, and this does help. It allows to get it up underneath and to pull it. There it goes. There's another bottle. Okay, and this is the black. And this was just their pigment. There was no mica or anything. This was just the pigment. And I could not believe on how black it got with just the pigment paste. It's not even pigment paste. It's like just pigment, liquid pigment that comes in with their 4-hour cure epoxy resin kit. Look at how opaque and black that is, and that is just, that just blew me away. That means it's a good quality black. Yeah, these are not easy to get out, especially when you got gloves on your hands. They're a whole lot easier when you don't have It's sticking. Oh, I have stuck it to myself. There it goes. Oh, yeah. I'm going to have to find something to put on. Now, this is all the resin that I had left over. Let's just do the lid first. I don't use a pointy. I use that, and then I put that side down on the actual piece. And then I pull it over. And it does help to get these little bitty tiny. Okay. That looks like all purple. Or maybe it was all purple. Maybe I used the... So this was just the mixture of all the colors I had left over. And I didn't want to waste them, so I just put them all in the same bottle. So we'll see what that looks like in just a second. As soon as I get this bottle mold turned back around. Okay. Oh, y'all, that turned out good. Oh, I like that bottle, actually, a lot. Oh, I like this resin. I'm happy with this resin, especially with stuff. Yeah. There's no issues with the bubbles doing it this way. And this is just the pigment, and yes, you can see bubbles in there, you can, but with this bottle actually it does not look bad. And I do have to use the deburring or sand it on all of them, but that's okay. Oop. Yep, that is cool. Alrighty, boy, this is a short video. 49 minutes. That is so cool. Alrighty, that is it. I hope you enjoyed the haul video. I hope you enjoyed seeing the bottles. And do me a favor, hit that like, thumbs up button for me. The hype button would be awesome. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, I would love for you to do that too. Sharing is great. Did I say something about the hype button? I think I did. The Facebook group, I'll leave the link to the Facebook group in the in my comment. If you would like to go over there and join the Facebook group, we would love to see you over there. And this is Saturday. I hope you have a great Sunday. And I will see you on Monday. Bye-bye.